Hey everybody, I hope you all had a great week. Mine has been a little strange just because, well, if you follow me on my Twitter, you know that I've been, for months now, we've had various plumbing issues. There was supposed to be a plumber that was supposed to come out Monday, and that's why I didn't stream Tuesday, because I wanted to be ready for him to come, but he never came Monday or Tuesday, and he still hasn't come, so hopefully he won't come while I'm streaming, because then we might have to cut it early, but yeah, don't want to put my life on hold for it anymore, so yeah. And the bad thing is it's not like, oh, well, it's not like actually in my house, so we're not really calling a plumber. We're having to go through the utility system, so it's just kind of crazy, but anyway. Okay, so for last stream, I was working on just a small little game just to kind of learn some new stuff in Unity and just practice polishing a 3D type game. Okay, I did add some music, so I guess I'll pause the stream music while testing, but mostly I kind of, oh yeah, we were working on the particles, and ironically the particles that I had, I decided were just kind of too much, so I disabled them, but I kind of reused them as this collection effect. So you can kind of see what we were working on, although yeah, I've changed it a bit. Now that I still need to balance the speeds and everything, but I'm kind of just leaving that for last. And also I need to do sound effects, but I don't really like working on sound on the stream just because it can be a bit loud, so, and it's not really that interesting to listen to me going through sound files, but we'll see. If I run out of things to do, we might have to. But yeah, the point of the game is to just collect all these collectibles in this like Pac-Man type maze, and you want to try to figure out the quickest path through this maze, because like you have this timer up here, and the game is going to try to incentivize you to retry mazes repeatedly. So when I balance this, I might actually see that this maze is too big, because it's taking me more than a minute to complete, so I kind of like it to be under a minute. Yeah, so we'll see about that. Okay, but see right now, when I actually complete it, so the game just kind of freezes right here. So obviously I need to somehow handle this results phase, and that's what I'm going to do now. So probably what should happen is I think that I'm going to have the player kind of like explode in a big particle mess like everything else. I'm not really sure how I'm going to handle the multicolored background. Maybe it will just stay how it is. And then your actual score will appear in the middle of the screen here, probably. And then when you press the spacebar, it should all fade away, and then we'll go to the actual, well, back to the menu screen. Like you can kind of see these options here where it has these score things. So it'll basically just take you back here, so you can either share your top scores or load a new maze. Or you can retry the same one that you just did to try and get a better score. So yeah, anyway, let's go ahead. Okay. So I'm gonna try to decide where to start. I guess I'll turn back on the stream music. Okay, so we have this, which is the entire screen, and then I guess... Okay. Unfortunately, the timer doesn't have a fader, so I can't... Right now I can't have it fade out by itself, but I kind of would like it to fade out so that I can show it another bigger version in the middle here. Also, I need to make sure that these controls hide. So while I'm thinking about that, well, I guess do this. Hide controls and entering results phase. I don't want to forget to do that because I'm not sure if, although I guess it'd be impossible for them to show up at that point anyway, but okay, so I want to kind of add this fading part to the timer. Okay, I'm trying to decide the easiest way. Probably I should just copy these over, so copy component. And then this fade manager. Okay, so I'll need to make sure that, well, we'll see when the game actually, well, when the, but maybe don't need this fader on the entire heads-up display because you could just fade things in individually. Okay, well, let's see. Duplicate this, and this will be the results anchor. Okay, so I want some kind of big text here for the results. Let's see. I guess it should be the same font as the title, maybe, which is NG inline. Let's change that to score. I forgot to see what the size was. 64. Okay, and then here I'll just have a space to move on. Okay, I think that's all set up. So I'm pretty sure that's all we're going to need to do. So I don't really need to have this fader on the entire heads-up display. So I think I can go ahead and delete it. Yeah, because the reason I was going to do that is because if you want multiple things to fade out at once, you could have this mask up here. It doesn't really hurt anything to have it, but I just don't think it's needed. But at any time, there's only one group on screen, so there's no reason to have the ability to fade in multiple in and out. So I guess I'll just delete this. Okay, so how did... And now I'm trying to figure out, or remember what the object was that let the scripts interact with these. Let's see, we got the Trying to find the class that dealt with the timer here. Okay, it doesn't actually do the UI, so let me see. Okay, the play heads up display manager is its own class. And it has this, okay, this object. So I guess I can get rid of this total mask. So we'll just want a timer mask and then a results mask. Oops. And finally, we'll need another text here for the results text, which we can kind of just copy the value from here over there. Okay, so yeah, let me find out. I don't actually see that object anywhere, so I wonder if I accidentally deleted it. Okay, let's look. Okay, so I put on the canvas object. Well, I guess that's fine. Oh, there's an error, so it's not compiling. Okay, so this is on the menu. Okay, so it's just hiding the play heads up display when the menu is active. I guess that's fine, so maybe I still do need that in here. Well, I was thinking that, well, what if I want the menus to be able to blend in and out at the same time? Then I couldn't hide it right there, but I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. And then here is this here complaining that the total mask. So I can just set the timer mask active and start fade. And then also I want to set the results to set active false. And then I guess I want to activate the entire parent. Okay, what else did I... No, that should be it. So now it should recompile and we'll see those other values in here. Notice those. Yeah, we don't need to save those. Okay, so yeah, now everything else is in here, so I can drag these objects, although I guess now it's going to recompile again. Oh. Oh yeah, so we assign them, but they're never used. I know that's not really related to what we're working on, but I just saw that warning in there. Okay, oh, not the canvas. I want the play heads up mask and then the timer. Bolt and score. Okay, so now that's all hooked up. I guess I'm just gonna play and see if it works so far. So excuse the overlay or the double music, but did that work? Seemed almost like it just popped up. I'm gonna watch it more closely to see if it actually did the transition. No, it did not. set this really long. And then I'm gonna watch this object. Seems like I had something like this happen before, but I can't remember what I did to fix it. So right now, the whole thing is turned off, but the mask is also off. It might be that doesn't work if it starts while it's disabled or something, I don't know. Okay, yeah. So now it's masking and the timer is going, but I don't see anything. And then when we turn the mask off, it just is visible. Oh, okay, I think I do remember what's wrong. It has to do with the size of this. Okay, so if we turn this to normal. Oh yeah, so it has 0 height. Why does it have, if it's not letting me change it? Content size fitter, so, okay. If I change the vertical, oh, the preferred size. Because for some reason this timer has 0 size. Yeah, the way it works is kind of complicated. I think it'd be better. Well, I want it to align to the top left. Well, I mean, that should still be fine. I don't really need to have this. The height was 0 anyway. Up to 32, and it probably doesn't need to be that large. Okay, let's go into scene and I can actually see how big that is. Oh right, we're not in pixels. We're working with Unity. Oh no, this is pixels. Okay, how come I don't actually see the text? Oh, right, we're looking from the top. Okay. Okay, so you can kind of see it against the checkerboard. Or not checkerboard, against the pyramids. This light rectangle, that's the area that'll be masked. Okay, so I can tell right now that the text is actually outside of this bounds, probably because I have it. Oh, it's supposed to be centered. Oh, I should. Oh, it actually is half. Okay, let's see. I want it to be. No, I do want it to be centered to the top left. That's fine. Okay, I need to set this pivot to 0. And then it affected that. Or maybe it should. I always forget. I think it should be 1 and then set this to 0. Okay, so now that's better. But do I like the way that's on the screen now? Not really. Okay, so let's. Oh, I see. So it's not. It wasn't actually centered. Here. If that works, that sets it to. Okay, there we go. That took care of that problem. Oh, hi, Wonderful. How are you doing? It's been a while since I seen you. Haven't been able to stream as much, but I hope you're doing well. Thanks for the host. So anyway, yeah, now that we set this, that trims that extra size around the text, so now it is anchored how I want it to be. I would have thought that oh, I don't have it, I didn't have it aligned to the top. Okay, so that was kind of my fault, but it doesn't matter, same way to get it to work. Okay, so does it look, it looks like it's a little closer to the side than the top. Am I gonna be super picky here? I don't know. Well, let's just see if the mask works now. I think it should, because you can see this faint rectangle is the area that will be masked, and the text is all inside that. So fingers crossed, but I'm pretty sure that was the issue. Oh yeah, there it goes. Okay, so now I can change the fade time to whatever I want. I'll just do 1 second. Make sure that looks good. Oh, I had to glance over at chat instead of watching it. Okay, let me try it one more time. Okay, I think that was fine. But I think it actually would look better if it's a shorter blend period, so I'll do that. Okay, now that's taken care of. Let's see. What we want to do is when it switches to results, I'll just do a switch statement here. When it switches to results, we'll want to change to showing the countdown, or showing the final score. I guess I need to add a results mode or results state. Okay, and so case results. First we need to set up the text. So you can really just copy the text from the timer. It's a little hackish, but it will work. Well, maybe I shouldn't do that because I don't know if that's what... Okay, I'll do something really hackish here. We'll refresh the text, and then I'll just copy the text from the timer to the score. That way we'll make sure that the timer has the right value, and then the score will have the value from the timer. Oops. Results, text. Okay, and now I need to start. Oh, wrong thing. It should be timer mask, start fade, and false means to fade out. And then the results, mask, start fade, true to fade in, and okay, the control mask will be taken care of by the other object. Then I guess I need to activate the results mask. Okay. While I'm thinking about it, let's go to the control prompt manager. Okay, so on countdown and complete switches to hidden. Okay. I guess we can just do that here. So I guess we could have some weirdness, like it's gonna hide immediately. What do I need to do this really? Okay, let's see. Okay, so complete, we'll just hide it. Oops, I think I pressed a weird button. Oh, I started searching. Okay, so we'll hide it. And I guess if we enter the results phase and for some reason it's shown, we'll just force it to start hiding. If fate equal, oops. Although I don't Like I said, I don't think this can ever happen because it's automatically hidden if you ever start moving. And I don't think it's possible that the results could be triggered and you're not moving, so... oh, whatever. So results. I want to copy this out so I can call it somewhere else, so I guess start hiding. Okay, so that should be fine. Okay, so also, of course, the game doesn't actually ever move to the results screen. Let me see. At some point, it does. Also, in order to test this, I should really make a smaller maze so I don't have to go through the whole thing every time. Well, how would I deal with that? Guess it's in the game constants. I kind of want to save these values because I do kind of like how it is right now, so I guess I'll just make a note of that here. So original board size. It was 17 by 21, although I have a feeling it's too big, but okay, so let's just make, I think 3 by 3 is gonna be too small, so I'll do 5 by 5. Let's see how that looks. There's gonna be some weird stuff. Yeah, because the camera is gonna be super close, and there's actually no collectibles, so I can't do it with that. Maybe the smallest I can do is 9 by 9. Let's see. Okay. And also there's too much white because this white background is actually really, I just manually set it up. It's not smartly done at all, but gets the job done. Maybe I should also increase the speed while I'm testing, but... okay, so as I thought, the game doesn't actually signal whenever it's done. So somehow the game does know to stop moving, though. I can't remember what I've done. Where is it? The play, flow manager, menu. Okay, for some reason I didn't see it there. Oh, it's right there. Anyway. Okay, so we do have this all dots collected event. Okay, so it just moves to complete. So I actually need to move it to results. Let's see if that's enough to get the results timer to show up, or the score UI element to show up. I should have checked the mask size before I did this, but okay, so this does show up. This does not hide, though. And of course, nothing happens if I press space. So I thought I told the timer mask to start fading. I did, but it doesn't actually do anything. Oh, so why is that? Hmm. Oh, I think it did fade, but once the mask is complete, then it reactivates. I mean, then the mask turns itself off, and so then the whole thing is visible again. Okay, so what I need to do... Do I want to just have a helper thing for this? Because I could set it so that this mask fade manager would just deactivate when it's done. Then I'd have to set that up. Okay, I don't want to mess with this because it might break other things. Okay, so I'll just have private. I don't even need to do that actually. So let's see. Let's do something quick and dirty here. If 8 is results and timer mask active. Oh yeah, that's deprecated, so we want active self. And results mask, or wait, the timer mask. Okay, so I don't have an is complete. I have this period. Oh yeah, because other times I just kept track of a timer, which I guess would kind of work. I don't really want to have to do that. Oh, let's just not be lazy. Okay, so actually we'll do float results hide timer. And this will be timer mask period. Okay, so yeah, we can still do that. So if that's true and the results hide timer is greater than 0, then we want to subtract. And if results hide manager now is less than or equal to 0, then we'll just hide the timer mask. So yeah, it's a little bit strange that I have to do this, but I don't really want to hide that or change that mask fade manager object because it could introduce bugs somewhere else. And I'm trying to finish up this game, not introduce new bugs, so although it's kind of inevitable, but I should probably speed up this minimum speed just for testing. Okay, so now it's hidden, although I didn't watch it the whole time. Guess I should make sure that it actually does fade out. Okay, it did. Also, I should make sure the play timer doesn't increment in the wrong phase. Okay, yeah, so it only in the move phase, which is what it should do. Okay, okay, so that's good. So what else do I need to do? I need to have the little particle effect for the player exploding. I already have this collision particles. Oops. Oh, yeah, the camera doesn't really like it when you zoom in on particles. Okay, that works. Okay, so it might be kind of cool if we had these same things, but then they are all multicolored. I wonder... What I really would like this to do is just choose between 3 colors, but I don't think that's possible using the same particle system. So what I'm going to have to do is probably make 3 separate particle systems and then just change the color. And then I'll probably want them all to be white on the... what's it called? The projected layer, because when they move over the maze, if they're colored, then they might blend in. So I think in order to do that, I'll have to have a copy of each of them, and I'll have to synchronize the random seed and everything. But anyway, we'll start with this one. Let me see. What happens just as a test if I duplicated this one and then made it as a child? If I played the parent, does it also play the child? Okay, it does. That might simplify things a little bit. Okay. So let's make the parent another flash thing like this. Okay, so I'll just duplicate that one, and this will be player flash. Okay, and I guess the renderer should be the circle. And I guess the color for this should be black. That's the color of the player. Okay, it doesn't actually need to rotate by noise, because since it's a circle, you can't actually tell. Okay, no, I don't really like that. Okay, let's not do... Yeah, I think just the size is fine. Oops, I thought I set that to 0. Yeah, that actually looks pretty good. Okay, and so then we'll have a bunch of these collisions as children. I guess we'll just do one color to see how it looks. Okay, so we want it to be set at the same place. I'll just put these all at 0. Doesn't really matter because it's going to be recentered over the player anyway. Okay, so let's see. Flashes. Okay, so I guess the flash should be on the player, so yeah, 0, 0, and then underneath should be these particles, so the Y. Okay, I want to get rid of the other ones. There we go. Okay, so I guess a lot of particles, especially since we're gonna have 3 copies of this, so start with the pink color. Let's just go with 16, and then I'll do the other 3 colors. So this will be red, and then I'll do blue and yellow. Oops. I'm trying to center in, I just want to rename it. Okay, so now I need to copy these colors over. Okay, so now if I play it, okay, that looks pretty cool actually. Probably they can linger on the screen for longer. Okay, well, yeah, let's not mess with it too much. So I'm gonna see how this looks before I go crazy with the other particles, because it's easier if I finish these and then make a copy of them. So let me bring the script up. And the names here aren't the best, but system. I guess I'll just call this results effect. And then I'm gonna need this later, so I'm gonna go ahead and add it in so I can code it. Okay, and this will be twinned result effects. And so these I can spell. Okay, so I actually do the random seed here. I guess that's fine. So while I'm working on it, so these effects just need to share a random seed so that they, the particles, I guess, move on top of each other. That's the effect I did. Well, if we play the game in a second, you can see some particles turn white when they move over the maze. That's because they're getting picked up on by a different camera and projected onto the maze walls. So really, I do that with 2 separate particle systems that have the same random seed, so they always move together. Okay, so what am I trying to do here? Okay. Yeah, I'll just leave that empty for now. Okay. Do I want to make another object or manager just for this effect? It's really just gonna have to call play and that's it. So we already have this. So I might as well just... Okay. This will be kind of just piggybacking onto this object. Normally for a larger game I probably wouldn't want to do this, but it should be fine for now. So player... what is it? Collect... I forget what the event is. All collected. Okay, there we go. All dots collected. Well, we already have the alive. I'm gonna say I'm gonna have to disable the player object, which might be a little strange, but let's just see. We have the player position. Okay, and then position and play. So we have the emitters, results effect, and we'll. I guess we can just put it at the player position. I don't have to change the Y because we're kind of handling it slightly different. And then I guess I can just go alive, player, object 3D, set active, false. It's going to be regenerated when we move to the results screen, so that will be fine. And if I don't delete it, then that decreases the chance of there being null reference errors, so I kind of like that. Okay, yeah, that worked. I actually was not really paying attention, but until after the fact, I would like to see how it looks at the very beginning, so let's do it one more time. You know what? I'm gonna increase the movement speed. The way I did this is kind of strange. Okay, let's just do that. Because I actually set the values inside the curve, which I don't really like doing. Now that I've realized it, it's better if you have like a minimum and maximum outside, and then the curve just tells you how you interpolate between them. That's fine. Okay, I did kind of like that, but I like to see it again. Right, yeah, that's fine, I think. Maybe it's hard to see because that camera widget's over it. Also, okay, the black should play above the others. Oh yeah, so maybe this should be -1. I think I did that backwards. Okay, I kind of would like the size to be bigger. Maybe that's a bit too big. Okay, and let's add just a little bit more particles on each. Let's go up to 24. Get one so it's not behind the white. Okay, I think that's good. So now I'm just going to copy each of these and change this to projected. Don't really have to rename them, but I'm trying to keep the scene view clean. Oops, if I can spell it. Okay, so each of these, I just need to switch the layer to mask, start color to white, and the Y, I think 8. Okay. Okay. So right now they're not twinned, so you can see both colors. Okay, so we'll have 6 here, and so the red and both the reds should go next to each other, and then the yellows and the blues. Alright, so now when I actually play the game, they should have the same random seed, and so they should always play on top of each other. We can test that here. Okay, that did work, except everything else was below the white. Let me see. Where did this get positioned? So this got positioned at y equals 0. Oh, and then this was -1. Oh, because it's 1 below. Okay, so I was actually thinking that this would be placed at 1. So let's see. I guess I will edit this slightly. Probably a cleaner way I could do this, but like I said, this game is just kind of a prototype. If I ever wanted to go back and make it into a full game, then I could clean up the code a bit, but I just wanted to do a small prototype game that was still pretty visually polished was my main goal. And then also to learn more of the UI and particle systems. I also am pretty proud of some of the musical effects I did here. So I was playing around with trying to have the music speed up as you move faster, but it affected the pitch too much and this ended up not looking good or sounding good. Okay, that was pretty cool. Okay, I guess the question is, what do I want to do with the maze now? Should it just stay how it was when you finished, or should I have it flash colors? I don't know. I'm kind of like trying to. Oops. I kind of think that the particle system itself might be enough reward. Okay, let's see. I don't really want to add more particles because we already have 24 times 6, which is over 100. Like 150. So probably shouldn't add too many more. Maybe I can just make them be bigger. Okay, I guess this is fine, and then you would just press space and you go back to the main menu. So, am I done with this? Maybe I should have another text here that tells you like if it's a new record or something. Is the music warped? Yeah, for some reason it's not on one pitch. Okay, I guess I should fix that. Let me see. I don't think this dealt with the pitch. Collision pitch shifter. Oak. So if state is not idle, so it should happen. Even Let's see. So maybe I have another bug. Probably here when it's done, I should make sure that the pitch ends at 1. Although, shouldn't that happen automatically? Pitch raise period. Let's just set this. Okay, I thought I did it when you enter the into the menu, it sets it to 1. But it seems like it was not getting set quite to 1, so I just want to make sure it does. So I'm gonna watch this value a bit when I collide. Okay, so it's 1 again now. Okay, so let's see about a new record result or a new record notification. Okay, so yeah, something like that. Is it okay? So now this box. Oh, it's already too small. These zeros clip outside, so it needed to be increased anyway. It's starting to get really hard to see. I wish I could just have the background be, or not do my skybox. Is there a way to turn off the skybox? Probably is, but I don't know how. Never had this issue before. Yeah, this background effect is actually just a camera skybox shader. Anyway, let's just set this to 300. Okay, I was having trouble seeing which box was the one I was editing. Okay, so now I want to add something else. Let's play heads up. This can actually just be a game object because we'll just turn it on and off. Okay, and in order to do this, we'll need to have the score system set up. So yeah, we have the last seed, the daily score, last score, and high score. Okay. Probably want to also have a effect for high daily score. Probably just one text to deal with that. Okay, so maybe I do actually want that to be a text object. Okay, so how would we know if we're playing the daily mode? Because I guess we have to do that in order to insert. Into the correct score. Okay, well let's just have another boolean here. So public bool is daily game. Yeah, so I need to make sure I set this up, but yeah. Let's see. where would be a good place to set those values? I guess here. Some of this code is a bit spaghetti-ish. I think the best thing to do is that when we enter the, or when we exit the menu, it should set things here. Either that or when we enter the game, but the game doesn't really know what the map has been generated or what the map is. Let me see. We don't have the game settings here, but I guess I could just grab them. Let's put that on a new line. It keeps bugging me. That's off screen. Okay, so here, before we move on, we'll just do settings is daily game is something, and then also settings last seed is something. Do I know that from the menu state? Okay, I do have this generating seed, so that should always match the map generation. So, okay, so public is our generated daily. Okay, let's name it this. So is daily generated. So that means is the daily map currently active? Let's see, where is this set? Map generation manager is set when we try to generate a map. Okay. Yeah, so it's whatever map is being generated or will be generated. Okay, so where does it know if it's the daily? So get seed from date. Let's see. The menu state is daily generated equals menu state generating seed is the daily seed, I guess. Oops. Probably a cleaner way to do this, but I think this is the most safe. And then, okay, so is daily game equals state is daily generated, and then last seed. Okay, so we set that up, and now we're ready to deal with various things. Okay, and where is this? Oops, don't want to do that. This set anywhere else? Okay, no, so it's only set there, which is fine, because that's when we actually go to play a game. Yeah, and it tries to generate a retry right there. Okay, so that's good. So I guess here on the play manager. Okay, so first we want to set high scores. Do I want to do it? Seems kind of weird to do it in this HUD manager, but I guess okay. I'm just gonna do it. So if we actually need the score, that will store. This is the play timer. Let's. This feels really dirty to do it in here. Okay, let's not. Let's just make a score helper object. Okay, and so we'll just want the game settings really. I don't think this will react to any events. It will just be called by other objects. Okay, so public void set score, and then I guess we'll just have the float timer, and then it will convert that to a score. Let's see. In fact, let's just string get score string, or no, I don't, well, I guess we can do that. Okay, and let's see. Int get score from timer, and then float timer. Okay, and then I guess we'll just get the actual score here. So the score timer is just the timer times 100, and then I round. Did I round down or up? I round down. That's probably good. Okay, and then score string. Just in case I need to use it somewhere else, we might as well have this object that can. So we can have a. Oh, what am I trying to say? This should be 60 though, shouldn't it? Not 100. Yeah, it should be 60. But anyway, so we can have a standardized score display here. Okay, so let's see. The score is basically just. Okay, well, this is in seconds, so the score is in. Oh no, 100 is right, because the score is in, I guess, hundredths of seconds. So yeah, this is seconds and then hundredths of seconds. Okay. So I was making things more complicated. Okay, so then we'll set the score. If settings is daily game, then settings daily score. So we only want the maximum here. Okay, I don't really need to do that. So if settings daily score is less than score, then we'll set that. Oops. Okay, and then if settings high score is less than score, then we'll set that. Okay, and then I guess we'll need a boolean for if it's a high score. Is high score. Although we could, this is really simple, but and then Public bool is high daily score. We'd return settings is daily game and settings daily score is score. I guess this should just be greater than or equal to be safe. Okay, so now I need to add this to the game so that other classes can use it. Context. Solve and bind. Okay, so this just initializes this object and then adds it into this context so other classes can also get it. Okay, so this should make things a little simpler, and it moves the score saving logic out of the UI class, which makes me feel much better. I guess I need to get a handle on it. Okay, and then down here, I'll just replace this with the methods I just wrote. So get score from timer. And then scores get score string. Okay, so I guess some class is still going to need to call the store. That's fine though, I guess. Let me see. So I guess that would need to be the menu flow manager here. Which is kind of annoying because, oh, not the menu flow manager, it should be the play flow manager. Maybe it already has the classes I need. Okay, no, it just has the play state. So I guess we'll just have it get the player state and the score helper. And there might be a better way to do this, but the scores because the score needs to be stored before the UI updates, so I have to do it here before the state changes in order for everything to sync up correctly. But it's not that big of a deal. Okay, so now that that's done, if score, or I guess I should get the actual score, so. Okay, also, I realize the score helper, it should set last score here. So we can actually use that. Okay, yeah, so I don't even need to pass anything in here because I can just compare to the last score. Let's see, so if you got a tie here, basically it's saying that ties are also high scores. Which is not really what I want. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, I'm gonna need to have something else, I think. I don't really need to store that information in the game settings, but I think that this is going to be the easiest way to do it. Okay, so last was high score and public bool. Last was high daily score. Okay, that's fine. actually, to make things simpler, I think I'll just set both of the last was high scores to false up here instead of having to do if else. Okay, so now I don't really need these anymore. I guess I'll just keep it. So settings last was high score. And then here we do is daily game and settings last was high daily score, although this is a little redundant because it only is ever set to true if is daily game was set to true, but just to be safe, can't hurt anything. So if scores last or is high daily score, so that's like the most special, so we want to do, or is it? Yeah, because if, okay, actually if it was a high daily score, then it's also a high score, so, well, no. I mean, okay, if it's a high score, that means it was a high daily score as well, so actually doing this backwards. So if high score, and then else, okay, so, this will just be new record. Probably shouldn't use the actual word score here because it's really just a timer, but okay, so here we actually have nothing and I need to hide it. Oops. Okay, I should set it to true here and here. Okay, so all that for some new record text, but we also took care of storing the high scores, so I think it was fine. So I'm just gonna make sure that that fits. New daily. Oh, okay, it's recompiling, so. Okay. Let's see how that looks real quick, and then maybe we can transition back to the menu. Probably by that time, the stream will be just about wrapping up, but I know doing these kind of things isn't the most exciting, but sometimes, well, obviously it's necessary to have a complete game, but okay, so we got an error, probably because the new record text I accidentally set, or I forgot to set, but I also kind of want to move it up a little bit because I think it was too close. Canvas, set that right there. Also, I guess I should make sure that's was the actual error. Okay, yeah, it was just that the new record text was null. I thought maybe I forgot to instantiate the score helper, but okay, so I said that was a new record, and can I actually see the game settings? I don't think I have that set up. No, I just have the player data. Okay, but anyway, so I guess that's all good. Okay, so this is input updater. I don't think it tracks the space bar. Or let's just call it menu forward. Okay, I forget what I called it. I really wish. Well, don't get me wrong. I like what Unity has been doing, updating their rendering, but this input system is really horrible. I wish that they would do more work on it. Supposedly, I've heard that they do have a new one out, but I'm not sure if it's actually supported because I never hear anybody using it. And I don't think it's in the package manager, so I'm not really sure what's going on with it. But I guess that's neither here nor there. This menu forward equals input get button down, which happens when the button is first pressed. Oh, maybe I want to get button up. Okay, what was it? Yeah, submit. Okay. Instead of doing that, I could just fire an event. That's probably fine. Okay, so I'll just do that public, or it doesn't need to be public. Class event menu forward pressed. Oops, I did that wrong. It would kind of be nice if you could do that syntax, but so I don't actually need to add it in there. We can just queue it here. So events queue immediate forward pressed. Actually I should make sure that the tick priorities. Okay, actually no, I can't queue immediate because, well, I guess I can. I just can't be lazy about it because I was going to just have the flow control listen for that and then move on, but it can't because if I queue immediate, only classes that are below in here can get that event. And the flow control is here, so I need to have another object that just listens for that and then sends an event up, which is better anyway, so. My own code structure is preventing me from being lazy. Okay, so play results, forward, that's fine. Okay, so I don't think this is, oh, it's gonna need the play state. Because obviously we'll only want to do this if we're in results. Well, it might be a little bit more complicated because after we press space, we're going to need to fade out the UI. And then we'd move into the menu. Okay. Let's just worry about, I think this will just take care of pressing space. The event queue. Oh yeah, and this should be a flow logic container. Okay, and then we'll add a listener. Event exists. Play. Oh, what was it called? Forward button pressed. Oh, I don't think that was what I. Oh, that shouldn't be what it's called if that's what I did call it. Oh, I did. Let's just do menu button pressed. No, I mean, yeah, if in the. It's primed to be sharing the class name with something else, which could be a problem, but I don't think it will right now. Okay, so on button pressed. Okay. And if state is results, then we'll throw our own event. as results forward pressed. Oop. That's how you do that. Q new results forward pressed. Oops. I can type it. Okay, that's set up, so then Playflow Manager will just add a listener. A new event, this listener, play results forward manager on results. Let's just do on results input, that sounds better. Also, we might want to have a little bit of a lag before we actually throw that event. Let's see. So if play state equals play phase results, then we'll just we do something. I guess we'd move to complete and then also fire an event that we're done. Okay. So actually here we want to have a state like where we let everything load in and then, well, do we really want to deal with that? I guess if the player wanted to, they could just mash the space button to move on immediately. Obviously it won't look quite as good, but maybe I don't want to support that. Okay, so let's see. So this will just be timers. I guess I'll just deal with it myself. Well, no. The fade out is going to need to be its own phase because the HUD is going to, or the heads up display is going to need to also hide. Let me see here. Okay, so I guess this will be to menu fade. Okay, and that's what we'll do here. So here, do I want to have a timer before you can press the button? I think that's probably a good idea. Okay, so we've got the play state. So we want to add a listener, new, what is it? Oh yeah, state. No, oh yeah, it's called state change listener. Okay, so on phase change, we would just want to reset the timer to 0. We don't really even need to check what phase it is. Oops. And this should be a float, not a boolean. And then we'll override the tick. So every update will just increase this timer. You don't really even have to check the state here because it doesn't matter if we're counting up out of or in the wrong phase. Oops, that should be Unity engine. Time, delta time. Okay, and then here, so we check if we're in the right phase and also timer is greater than whatever the lag period would be. I guess I'll just do half a second. Don't need 2 equals there. Okay. That's fine. I guess let's test it out. We'll need to go to the play phase container. and initialize it. And this can just be normal priority. Oops, why is it not like that? Oh, I got the wrong thing. Oh. Oh, I changed this event and didn't update that. Okay, so what I should see is when I press space, okay, right now when I press space, okay, well it's just firing every frame, which isn't what I want. I thought that the get button up would, it's not how it worked. Oh, yeah, I was queuing it every time. So if input dot get button up submit. Okay, that was silly of me. Alright, okay, so now when I press space, we can see the event fires, but doesn't fire every frame. Okay, so now when I press space, we should see that it moves on to the next phase. It does, it goes results to 2 menu fade. Okay, so everything works fine there. So now this playhead manager, when I switch to 2 menu fade, it should just fade out. Okay. Now, although I have set it up so that everything will finish, I'm going to go ahead and just make sure that the timer mask is set to false, and also the control mask. Okay, and then the results, we want it to fade out. I don't really need to set it active again, and I think that's it. Okay, and then we'll need to time the... Okay, so it's gonna fade and then reappear because we don't do anything when it's finished, of course. Okay, but that does work. So now what I want to do on complete, we'll just also just set the results mask to be inactive. But of course, we'll never move on to this, so I need to have just a results end timer. Okay, I'll just call it 2 menu timer manager, and this will really just be the same as this, except whenever timer hits 0.5 or half a second, we'll switch to the menu. So I'm just going to copy it so I don't have to type all that again. Okay. Yeah, we will need this, so timer complete. Oh right, it's in the wrong namespace. So yeah, on phase change, we'll just reset the timer every time, it's fine. Don't care about forward button anymore. Okay, so if state, well I guess since we're already gonna check the state, we can just do that here. So if state equals to menu fade, and then I'm just gonna hard code in the period because I can change it later if I want, but timer is greater than or equal half a second, then we'll just queue this event. So new timer complete. And then up here at the flow manager, whenever that event is fired, we'll know to switch to complete phase and also fire our own event that we want to switch back to the menu. So, to menu timer manager, timer complete. So on end timer complete. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I don't want to rename it. I want to generate a new method. Go down here and pretty much just follow the same pattern. So if we're in phase, we'll switch to complete and then also queue our own event. Let's queue, which I haven't set up yet, but public class to menu. Okay, and then the play phase container will listen for that event and then just initialize a new menu container. So okay. Event exists listener. What is it? Play flow manager to menu. Okay. Do I have the events? Oh yeah, it's this game event queue. Okay. And I'll just do a lambda method here. So game dot phase container equals new menu. Base container. Okay, so basically we'll just overwrite this container with this new one. A container constructor that takes that many arguments. What? Oh, I just need to cast. Oh, and I need a ticking priority. Tick priority dot. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so now what should happen is we'll switch to the maze. I mean the menu, and I'm not really sure what's going to happen then because I'm sure it'll be quite buggy. But at least we'll have finished the results flow. Oops, I keep messing up. Oh, okay, I didn't actually go all the way because I didn't add the timer manager here. So initialize to menu timer manager. I can't get that last one. Okay. Well, it switched to the menu phase, but yeah, it's all kind of weird because the menu didn't come back. And we're not in the play phase, but it did regenerate the map, which is kind of nice. So at least that part works. But yeah, anyway, I think that's gonna be it for this stream. I'm glad that we did finish part of it, so good to see. I did do all this, so come back and finish that up. But yeah, thanks everybody for coming out today. I'm sorry I wasn't able to stream Tuesday. Fingers crossed next week. I know I keep on saying this, but unless we have plumbing problems or something else, then I'm expecting to have a normal week tomorrow or next week. But anyway, feel free to follow me here on Twitch to be notified when I go live. It should be Tuesday at about noon Eastern time. I also have a YouTube channel where I upload past videos, and then a Twitter and Instagram where I tweet in progress screenshots and also when I go live. I'll put links in chat, or you can check out the video description if you're watching from YouTube. Oh yeah, and finally I have a Discord server, so feel free to join me there if you'd like to chat. I try to be there most of the day, so yeah, that'd be fun to have you. But I think that's about it, and yeah, have a great day, and I'll see you Tuesday. Bye-bye.